tens of thousands of people in Sydney have held a protest. For tens of thousands.
Boop, buddy, boop. Oh, I'm sideways. Help me. What's happening? Wah! Hello. And welcome. Oh, welcome back to the stream. I was playing around with some settings today, so... Don't. Give me a second. I gotta center myself. Oh. Oh. I guess just don't look off to the side. That. It was side on Dora. It was. I don't know. Look, I don't know. I'm not very good with technology, guys. I'm doing my best. Anyway, welcome back to the stream. I decided to start the Monday Eve stream early because usually everyone wants to go to bed early on Sunday because you have to get up early tomorrow. I am going to the dentist tomorrow in the city. I booked an appointment in the city so I can just go at lunchtime. So I'm going to do that. Gonna get my teeth scaled and cleaned. It's going to be amazing. Probably not, but you know, need to do it. Apparently my extras from my health cover rolled over because I didn't go last year. So gonna go do that. That's gonna be heaps fun. I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be amazing. Anyway, let's do the flippin' crossword and spelling bee and all that jazz. Boop, remember to put it on the screen. Yay, we did it. All right. Boop-bitty, 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 boop-bitty. We have the letter Y and G, L, A, O, and we have to use the letter E. Gotta love the occasional scuff. Ingly. It's like English, but only a little bit. It's Ingly. I made up a word. Not a word. Well, I knew it's not a word, New York Times, but you you are pretty dodgy with what you allow. So I thought I would, you know, have a crack. Agely, that's a word. Yongle? Is yongle a word? Let's try. That's not a word. You're tricking me. Angel? Oh, we can have angel and angle. I can be your angle or your devil. Angel and angle. Yongle was a Qing emperor. I assume that's supposed to be emperor and not in power. Sort out your life, Hyperbovian. Sort it out. I demand it. A ledge? No. He was pretty empowered though. Yeah, I just tried a ledge. But I can't spell, so that goes a long way. That does go a long way. Eagle. You know what I want to see happen one day? I want to see a wedge-tailed eagle just like eat an American bald eagle. I don't know how that would happen because obviously they live on different continents, but our eagles are so much better than theirs. Like, so much better. Legend, there's no D, Joey. There's no D. We can have legal. Oh. Wait, finish one word at a time. Jeez. I need help in the brain. Oh, we can have legally. Oh, that's it. That's it. It's done. All finished. All right, let's see what this dumb crossword puzzle wants to do to us today. Yesterday's was so dumb. Play without an account. With 5 down, road trip or with frequent stops for reds. Printer supply. Ink. I don't know. Paper. Paper fits. It's gonna do that. Use DoorDash or Grubhub. Lazy people? Rich people? I don't know. I feel like if you have the money to get like Uber Eats or whatever they're called. What's it called? Menu log. All those ones. They charge you like $9 to deliver your KFC. It's like, oh, would you like this super priced KFC? But then also we would charge you $9 to deliver it. And it's like, all right, well, I'm not paying like restaurant prices for fucking KFC. It's fucking KFC, mate. I'll get on the train and go get Gabby's fried chicken and beer because at least if I'm going to pay that much, I'm going to at least sit down at a restaurant with a beer and have fried chicken. Distortus, mutant dinosaur in Jurassic World: A Rebirth. Have not seen it. Not as good. End of book reference. End of book reference is the... why can't I remember? Have to have. Go wrong. The index. Correct. Oh. I was like, bibliography. I could not think. That makes that toner. All right. Like thrift shopped items. Cheap? No, that doesn't fit. 1 down. Not as good. Worse. I mean, that does work. Oh, this could be order. Use DoorDash or Grubhub. Used. This is used, like thrift shop items, used. It's called an op shop, okay, American person. It is called an op shop, okay? And that's all there is to it. The Stortus Rex, I'm guessing this is. With 5 down, road trip with frequent stops for reds. Something tour. Okay, what's 3? Have to have. Need. Go wrong. 4 down, go wrong. Wine tour? I mean, sure. Here we go. We did it, guys. Back to puzzle. Yay, look at that. Teamwork makes the dream work or some shit like that. I don't know. Did you have a date last night, Joey? You were not here. Don't think I didn't notice. How rude. Nah, it's Saturday night. If I was healthy, I would be out on Saturday night too, probably. But alas, my body sucks. You were just sleepy? Fair enough. Fair enough. All right. You know the rules. 4 categories, 4 words per category. We don't know what the categories are, so we have to find 4 words that might constitute some type of theme or category. And it's dumb. It's a dumb game, but we still play it. We got cricket, bug, echo, copy, fever, golf, bird, beetle, craze, monkey, polo, fad, gorilla, squash, mirror, parrot. Okay, we've got bug, cricket, beetle. Did I see beetle somewhere? Is there another? No, there's not another. There's not another insect there, is there? Cricket, bug, echo, copy, fever, golf, bird, beetle, craze, monkey, polo, fad, gorilla, squash, mirror, parrot. Nah. Oh well. A beetle is a car. Volkswagen Beetle. Golf is a car. I don't know. I got nothing. Parrot, copy, echo, monkey. Polo is a car. Polo, beetle. What did I say? I can't even remember what I said now. Golf. A Volkswagen Golf. Volkswagen Craze. Cricket, bug, echo. Parrot, copy, echo, monkey. Oh, they're like, I don't even know what you call it. Bug might be in the same category. Parrot, copy, echo, monkey. That's, what do you call it? When, like, you're talking on the police radio. What's it called? Is that what it's called? Oh, because their songs imitate. I get it. I get it. Yeah. Echo, parrot, copy, monkey. Monkey, parrot. Monkey, echo, parrot. It's the other one. I'm I'm so half asleep tonight. Copy. Nope. You made us lose. You made us lose hyperbophobia. I hope you're happy. Oh, it's Mira. It's Mira instead of monkey. Echo copy Mira parrot. There we go. We did it. We got there in the end. Maybe there's like sports here. Because cricket, not as in the bug, as in the sport. Polo as in like the game that like rich dickheads play on their horses. Not water polo, but maybe water polo as well. Squash. Squash is a game, right? Craze, fad, fever. Nah. I don't know. Craze, fad. Fever and bug. Mania. Okay, cool. Bird, beetle, monkey, gorilla. I don't know, is that bands? It's probably bands. Single animal in a creatively spelt band name. There you go, we did it. Well, that was actually faster than usual, I think. Boopity boopity. Boopity boopity. Okay. I guess. Hey Dango! How are you? An estimated 90,000 pro-Palestinian protesters walked across Sydney Harbour Bridge today. If they're saying it was 90,000, it was probably more. Oh, Sydney's so pretty, even in the rain. Look at the colour of the harbour. So pretty. I miss Sydney, but I'm way too pov to live there, so... Until I win the lottery, here I must remain. And now if I move back to Sydney, I'm gonna be a weirdo that likes AFL. And that's what happened from living in Victoria. I started watching AFL and everyone's gonna think I'm really weird. I don't know. It's I've gone native? No, I will never go native. I will never surrender. Look, I guarantee, oh no, I just said never surrender. That's the GWS thing. Anyway, I gotta calm down. But no, I still watch I still think I'm like one of only 5 people in Victoria that like watch State of Origin. I'm sure my neighbors are like Googling why I'm screaming. There's a big sound from the west of the town. There sure is.
It was the protest that brought Sydney to a standstill. Thousands marching across the harbour bridge.
I think most of Western Sydney was there because I saw so many stories from my friends that were there today. And it would have been a cold day in Sydney today. It was pissing down rain. It gets really windy on the bridge. It gets really windy up there. So, I mean, we're also still in the 8. Yeah, we're barely in the 8. Look, I just really don't want the Gold Coast Suns to get a flag before we do. That would be the worst humiliation because no offense, Joey, but fuck the Gold Coast, okay? No offense. I know you don't live on the Gold Coast, but in my brain, all of Queensland is the same place. So, you know. I'm like, every team except for the Broncos, I'm like, that's just a new team that doesn't mean anything, even though the Suns are complete shit. Yeah, but they've been playing decently. Well, not consistently, but they have been playing decently. When they have been playing well this season, they've been playing well. They've just like not very consistent. But yeah, we got flogged by the doggies, GWS last week. So, or this week actually was Thursday, wasn't it? I've already buried it deep within my psyche. Just pretending it didn't happen.
Despite the rain that come from all over the city and beyond.
We just wanted to protest about what's going on in Gaza at the moment. There's too many deaths of young children, too much starvation.
It's a sign of the turning tide of the opinion in this country, and it's a sign that people aren't going to put up with it anymore.
The choice of location was intended to send a powerful message.
Concern for the starvation of the Palestinian people expressed in Sydney on our famous bridge. That'll go right round the world.
What's up with the audio? Is it not coming through? Desktop audio should.
The New South Wales Jewish Board of Deputies expressed disappointment that the protest was allowed to go ahead on.
Sorry guys, I'll start it again. I was let me know if you can hear this. Hang on. Let me know.
It was the protest that brought Sydney to a standstill. Thousands marching across the harbour bridge. Despite the rain that come from all over the city and beyond.
We just wanted to protest about what's going on in Gaza at the moment. There's too many deaths of young children, too much starvation.
It's a sign of the turning tide of the opinion in this country, and it's a sign that people aren't going to put up with it anymore.
The choice of location was intended to send a powerful message.
Concern for the starvation of the Palestinian people expressed in Sydney on our famous bridge.
For people that don't know, for people that aren't New South Welsh, which is probably most of you, this is Bob Carr, and he was Premier for a really long time. Like, I think most of the 90s. I don't exactly remember. But I think he was like Premier for most of the 90s. But he was and he was also Minister for Foreign Affairs in Kevin Rudd's cabinet, if memory serves. So yeah, he's a pretty big political figure in New South Wales and federal politics as well. Just in case you don't know. He's also a very nice man. I've met him before.
It'll go right round the world.
The New South Wales Jewish Board of Deputies expressed disappointment that the protest was allowed to go ahead on such an iconic landmark. For almost 2 years, protesters have marched nearly every weekend in Sydney. This time was different.
If this is your first march for Palestine, welcome. Everyone from everywhere is here.
Among the protesters was WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange. Many have been moved to march for the first time by the images of suffering in Gaza.
The starving children of Gaza cannot wait another day. End the violence.
There are growing numbers of us who are Jewish, proudly so, who say this does not represent us or who we stand for at all.
For some, the sheer numbers of people turning up was overwhelming.
I can't look at the crowd. I'm not crying. I can't. Thousands have braved this weather, the courts, and the warnings of the New South Wales Premier Chris Minns to be here today. Their message is the loudest it's ever been.
Yeah, was Bob Carr well respected? Well, he never got voted out. He retired, and Christina Keneally became Premier of that Yank lady who tried to steal Fowler from like a local girl, and everyone voted her out. But as someone comically said in a comment on an article about it, they were like, well, that's what happens when you parachute an American into Vietnamese territory. If anyone's from Western Sydney and they know the Cabramatta area, they will get that joke. They will get that joke. Shout out to Cabramatta. My grandparents lived in that area when I was a kid. Used to spend heaps of time there with my big fat Slavic grandpa. He was hilarious. He used to make explosives in the backyard for us to play with. It was truly a great childhood. And, you know, we didn't lose any limbs. So, you know, we survived, and that's the main thing. Go us.
They are deeply concerned about the level of human suffering taking place in Gaza. They want it to stop, and they're calling on the Australian government to act now.
There was confusion as police sent text messages to protesters on the bridge, telling them to stop and turn around for safety reasons. A short time later, it was announced people heading to the city could walk back over the bridge to avoid a crowd crush at the northern end.
We had to scramble, we had to make snap decisions.
I don't think there was a legitimate reason to turn people around. I mean, they wouldn't allow any music festivals at all to ever happen if they were that concerned about crowd crush. Like, they just wouldn't. How many times have you been in a mosh or something and you've been injured because of crowd crush? Like, literally anyone that's ever been to a gig has had that happen to them. And do they ever cancel music festivals? I mean, not unless they go broke, typically.
It came very close to us having almost a catastrophic situation.
Thousands more protested in Melbourne. Marchers tried to walk across the King Street Bridge, but were turned back by a line of police officers. In Adelaide, hundreds gathered at Parliament House in the city centre. A day for ordinary people to make their voices heard. Nabil Al-Nashar, ABC News, Sydney.
But they're also acting like people are like animals that like have like a cattle dog or like a sheepdog chasing after them, but they're just going to freak out and like start running like they're freaking cattle or sheep or something. It's like, no, like they're people, they can follow instructions, they can listen. I really just don't think, because apparently the American consulate in Sydney is in North Sydney, and apparently the plan was to march to the American consulate, which I think they didn't want to piss off the Yanks, so that's why they didn't let, you know, hundreds of thousands of people rock up at the American consulate, because it would have pissed off the Yanks. Although, would they be working on Sunday? I highly doubt it. I highly doubt it, but I reckon. You've never been crushed at a concert, internet username here, but you did get high when you were 14 years old because the weed was too thick in the ministry mosh. Well, I've only purposefully ingested substances at music festivals. Mostly just alcohol, though. Mostly just alcohol. To be fair, I'm pretty well behaved. Pretty well behaved, I must say. I give myself some credit. And this is just about Sydney again. But I like that Melbourne tried to have their own cute little protest. And they were like, we had one too. Look at us. And it's like, oh, good for you, Melbourne. You tried. You tried hard. They're like, just because we don't have a harbour bridge, we're going to march across the Yarra. And then they weren't even allowed to march across the Yarra because the cops didn't let them. Oh, bless your little cotton socks, Melbourne. But I say as I live in Melbourne, but yeah. Look, if people want to make me become one of those $1 million streamers where I just sit in front of my computer all day and make heaps of money, I will, Melbourne has a protest pretty much every Sunday. Yeah, I know. If you just walk past the State Library on Swanson Street, there's always some people yelling about something out there. Sometimes I say, hey, what are you guys yelling about? And then they'll be like, we're protesting, blah, blah, blah. And I'll be like, well, good luck, I guess. I mean, it must be fun to be unemployed. I don't know. The Yanks have more freedom than brains, and they actually don't have much of that statistically. Yeah. I mean, I can tell when I'm talking to an American usually. You always see Falun Gong there. Yeah, they're always there. They were always in Sydney as well, like they were always handing out their pamphlets. I always take one. I always take pamphlets from people, and then I wait till I get a few blocks away to throw it in the bin because I don't want them to see that I didn't read it. I mean, I'm sure they don't care, but I just feel bad for people that are standing there. If it's like for restaurants or anything, I will always take a pamphlet because I don't know. I just feel bad for people handing them out. Like, oh, that sucks. That sucks you have to do that. All right, I'll take one.
Thousands of people in Sydney have held a protest against Israel's war on Gaza. Crowds marched across Sydney Harbour Bridge, which was closed for about 5 hours. Organisers are demanding all humanitarian aid be immediately allowed into Gaza.
I want to see if I can see anyone I know.
To withdraw from the Strip. Well, Sarah Clark was at the protest.
Someone had a sign saying, "Tell Netanyahu to come to Bankstown, I just want to talk." And I tell people to come to Bankstown and fight me all the time, even though I don't live in Bankstown anymore. Even though I live nowhere near Bankstown, I'm still like, oh, the other thing I do is I tell people to meet me at the Fruit Bowl in Penrith Plaza that is not there anymore. The Fruit Bowl isn't at Penrith Plaza anymore, but it used to be a place where people used to meet each other back in the day. And I will be like, meet me. I always say this to people on the internet. I'm like, meet me at the Fruit Bowl in Penrith Plaza and let's fight. I don't know. It's funny to me. It's funny to me and my brain. I find it amusing. Meet you at the Ringers Boost. Is that Ringwood in Melbourne? I assume so.
There were thousands, or have been thousands, of people who've marched across from the Sydney Central Business District across the Sydney Harbour Bridge in this pro-Palestinian rally dubbed the March for Humanity. And their demands are simple, that they want the end to starvation, malnutrition, disease in Gaza, and an end to Israel's war on Gaza. The protest organisers initially thought around 50,000 people might attend. It's hard to tell from where we were because the media were kept at the very front of the pack, and there was a very, very heavy police presence. Now they're trying to disperse people now at both ends of the bridge. So the rally's now come to an end. The bridge is still closed, but certainly a huge number of people braved the rain, came out in the rain. It's been bucketing all day here in Sydney to attend this rally. There has been an increasing support from public interest and support from the public over recent weeks and months for the pro-Palestinian cause and an end to Israel's war on Gaza. There's also been a movement from a federal government front. There's been a lot more sympathy and a lot more people within the federal government, the Labor government, speaking out against Israel's actions in Gaza. We also had the Foreign Minister Penny Wong. She spoke on Wednesday this week, or last week I should say. She signed a statement with 14 other countries demanding for the next, a day after scenario for.
How come? I just want to ask internet username here. I just want to ask you, because I've noticed this in Melbourne. There's a Northland, a Southland, an Eastland, but there's no Westland and there's High Point. Is there a reason for that? I go to High Point. That's where I go. That's where I go late night Thursday shopping, but usually I don't leave my house. But they do have good food court Chinese in High Point, so I do like that. The West gets neglected? Yeah, typical. Same in Sydney. The West always gets neglected.
Gaza, so the reconstruction of Gaza, and for Hamas not to be part of any Palestinian government. And the Prime Minister has also said, Anthony Albanese, that it's not a matter of if, but when the federal government will announce its support for recognition of Palestinian statehood. And we expect that to happen in the lead up to the UN General Assembly, which is happening in September in New York.
Yeah, I reckon Albo just wants to not tell the Yanks until after we do it. I think that's why. I think he's not announcing his intention to instruct UN representatives to vote for it. I think, yeah. And I think that's the same reason why the march got turned around. Look how, like, evenly spaced this is and how, like, just well-behaved everybody is. Like, I noticed the police couldn't even pretend that anyone misbehaved. They had to concede that the protesters were all, like, very well-behaved and followed instruction. So, I 100% think it was, they didn't want the Americans to get mad at them, because we all know what happens when the Americans get mad. They just like to overthrow the democratically elected leaders of their allies because, you know, why not? Why not?
Anthony Lowenstein joins us from Sydney. Now, he's an independent journalist and author of The Palestine Laboratory. That's a book on the Israeli arms and surveillance industry. Thanks very much.
Isn't Lowenstein the name of the counselor or the therapist or the psychologist or whatever on the Simpsons? And Marge is like, whenever I hear the wind whisper, I'll hear the words Lowenstein, Lowenstein. And she's like, that's not my name. Lowenstein. And my misrep. Sometimes I think I dream Simpsons episodes that never happened. I don't know.
For being with us here. I understand that you were also at that protest. Can you just talk, first of all, about the turnout and just give a sense of what it was like?
I've never seen a turnout like this in Sydney. It was, the exact figures are unclear, but I would guess.
Oh, you were alive in 2003. Look, I'm not saying that you look bad for your age, but I'm saying you look at least 40, which means you were at least a teenager in the early 2000s, which means you remember when like a good 500,000 people protested the invasion of Iraq. Okay? My dad was there, like there were so many people there, heaps of people were there, like shush you. Don't want to hear your lies. Yeah. I know you're proud of your protest, but let's just call it the second biggest. And honestly, I think even more people showed up to protest the Vietnam War. But yeah, it's still, you know, it's third best. You know, you still get a bronze medal if you come third. That's all right. It's okay. We believe in you.
It was at least 100,000 people as far as the eye could see. And what was so interesting and revealing about these kinds of protests, which was similar to what I'm seeing in the US and Europe now, is that the people who are protesting the genocide in Gaza are not the people who normally protest. People who are so outraged, not just by what Israel is doing in Gaza, but also the Australian government's complicity. Australia for many, many years, but including since October 7, I work with an organisation called Declassified Australia, and we've covered this extensively. Australia is part of the global supply chain for the F-35 fighter jet, which Israel's using over Gaza every day. And the parts that are amongst those parts in the plane are partly coming from Australia. So a lot of Australians are aware of this. We are deeply complicit, and people are angry and they're frustrated that our government is doing little more than talk at this point.
What does that tell us, this huge turnout and more and more people getting involved in the movement? What does that tell us about where Australia is at when it comes to opposing the war in Gaza? And I guess what sort of pressure is that putting on the government to
Hey, Ricochet. Yeah, look, if America comes for our PBS, I'm going to, well, no, I'm not going to say anything like that on the internet. I will do nothing. I will remain very well behaved and yes. Anyway, like Americans, I just don't understand Americans. Well, that could be the end of the statement, really. I was going to say more, but yeah, I just don't understand Americans. I think that could have a full stop. Or as they would say, period. But no, I don't say that. Because that's not what it's called. It's nice that the ABC is pretty pro-Palestine. I think at this point in the conflict, they just don't want to have the stain on, like, the corporation. Yeah, like the ABC, I think her name is, what's her name? Ida Buttrose. I think her name's Ida Buttrose. She's like she's like the head of the ABC, or she was until recently. I don't know if she still is currently, but she's like very far right. She used to be like a far right commentator on television, stuff like that back in the day. So American politicians are anti-American. Yeah, well, they seem to definitely be Israel first. They definitely don't seem to care about the welfare of their people very much. Like, I always see, like, GoFundMe and stuff for kids with cancer, and that breaks my heart. Like, imagine your child gets cancer, and you have to beg people for money to keep your kid alive. Like, and so many people in America avoid going to the hospital, right? Because it's so expensive. And then even if you do, Ida also ran Cleo magazine in the 80s. Oh, yeah. What was it? Dolly, Cleo, and Cosmo that used to, like, especially Dolly, that used to encourage, like, 12-year-old girls to, like, you know, be smexually active and, like, give them smegs advice. What the heck? What the actual heck? And they used to have that modeling competition every year. And, like, oh, it was just, it was, yeah, ugh. Yeah. Girls magazines in, like, the 90s and 2000s. Oh, my goodness. Although, I'll tell you what happened today. I was scrolling through Instagram. Girls these days have it, like, hard on a whole different level to us, though. Because I was scrolling through Instagram today, right? And I saw this girl and I was like, huh, she's insanely pretty. Like, this is, like, the prettiest girl I've ever seen. I was like, huh, I wonder how old she is and, like, what ethnicity she is, like, what country she's from. So I click through and it says that she's 20, and then it said that she was an AI influencer, so she's not even real. She's literally like a programmed, perfected, like, avatar of a woman. And I'm sitting there feeling bad because I'm comparing myself to someone that isn't even real. American insurance also doesn't see why kids on chemo would get nauseous. Oh my God. Like, I will tell you what, I take a low dose chemotherapy drug every week to treat my lupus, and it makes me so nauseous. I have to take like an anti-nausea medication that's for people that are having radiation therapy and chemotherapy. I take this drug called ondansetron, which is like a wafer, and I put it under my tongue because otherwise, like, I get too nauseous to keep my food down. And I want to see how much that would cost in America, actually. I want to see how much that would cost, but I'm glad that I don't have to worry about that because I live in a humane country. But let's look up how much ondansetron costs in the US. No, where am I going? Tron US price. Is that in Australia? It might actually be cheap in America too. Maybe someone search it for me. When is my keyboard coming? Soon. Thankfully, Joey, it's coming soon. Basically, the ABC does what the government generally tells them to do. I mean, typically, yeah. Okay, it says here $160. I think I pay $8 for mine. Anyway, it's still a lot more expensive, but yeah. Ondansetron seems like a fairly old drug that you took after you had surgery one time. I think the older anti-nausea drugs are like things like metoclopramide and things like that, like Maxilon. I think those are like the more Gen 1 type drugs. But I could be wrong. Like, I'm not an oncologist. I'm just somebody that has had to have chemo before, and I guess technically I still am having chemo, but it's just like very weak chemo to suppress my immune system. And yeah, I feel like shit. And I'm not allowed to drink alcohol except for on special occasions. But sometimes I do because I am not a responsible adult. So I don't know. A Dancertron sounds like a dancing robot. It does. It does. A Dancertron sounds like a transformer. It does.
Change.
It really, I think, fits very much into a global trend that often people who blindly support Israel say that they are the most moral position. But in fact, that's always been a nonsense argument. You can't support occupation. And I speak as someone, I spoke at the rally today, and I spoke as an Australian. I'm also a German, but I'm also a Jew. And I'm outraged by what Israel is doing in my name, and growing numbers of Jews around the world are speaking out and feeling the same way. And that ties into the broader picture. And public opinion polls in the last 6-12 months in the US, Europe, UK, and my country, Australia, show that, in fact, the majority of people, of the public, oppose what Israel is doing. So our politicians, whether they're conservative or more progressive, and most countries don't have progressive governments these days, are fundamentally out of step with what people want. It's not just a question of the people demanding a shift. They're saying, we are watching a live stream genocide, the first in history, and we're so frustrated and angry and outraged that our governments continue to support it. So it shows a massive shift. And finally, it reminds me, I was a bit too young to be too involved in this, but it certainly reminds me, what people have told me, of the global shift from the 1980s of the movement against apartheid South Africa. And it took decades and decades to get to the point where by the mid to late 90s...
He's even older than I thought. But that's good. That means you look younger than you are. Congratulations, sir. You won at life. And look at that fireplace. That means he lives in like an older house in Sydney. And I'm not like, you know, it's probably the eastern suburbs. So old mate's probably sitting in like a $6-7 million house. And I'm not going to lie, I'm very jealous. Because I will be lucky if I can afford to live in a cubby house. If I can even own a shed to live in when I retire, I mean, God bless. Twinning on that, you're not supposed to drink, but Bilson's Tingle Vodka. Ooh, I haven't tried that. I do. Typically, I would only drink vodka and beer, but lately I've been on the soju's and beer. I do like it. I do like soju and beer mixed together as well. That's really good. That's what I drink when I watch State of Origin. And then I like get a little bit too yelly at the TV, but it's fun, you know. We're having some New South Welsh pride where we live in Victoria and absolutely nobody cares about NRL, but that's all right. That's okay. If I walk around wearing like a Parramatta Eels jersey, people will probably just think I'm like a West Coast Eagles supporter. And that's kind of funny. My friend, she's moved to the Gold Coast, but she's from Western Sydney as well. She came down to Melbourne and I got us like a little flat on like South Bank, like near Crown Casino for the weekend. So we could like, you know, have girly times, have a girly time together. And she, you know, I went early and I went there and I like set everything up and got some snacks and got everything ready for when she arrived. And she came and she was like, she's like, I see lots of people walking around wearing like blue and yellow. She's like, I know it's not the Parramatta Eagles, but what is the Parramatta Eels? But what is it? And I'm like, oh, it's AFL. It's like West Coast. And she's like, this place is so weird. And I was like, yeah, it is weird. It is really weird down here.
1980s, much of the civilized world was fundamentally against apartheid in South Africa. And in 1994, that regime ended.
The Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese has started discussions around Australia recognising a Palestinian state. But can you just give us an idea of the pushback against that happening? What sort of risk does Albanese face if he were to do that?
Within his own party, very little. I mean, the Labor Party, that's the party that he leads, overwhelmingly supports it. It's actually in their party platform to back a Palestinian state and a two-state solution. I mean, certainly in the general public, there is support for recognising some kind of Palestinian entity. Personally speaking, I'm pretty sceptical about what that would actually mean and what that would change on the ground in Palestine, in Gaza, and the West Bank, that what exactly is being recognised, who runs that entity, and that Israel essentially is not going to be pressured enough to change its behaviour by simply recognising a state, whether it's the UK or Canada or Australia. But within Australia, the pushback, I would argue, is not that strong. Pro-Israel forces are opposed to it. The more conservative political forces certainly don't agree with it. But within Albanese's party, there's pretty much overwhelming backing. I think a lot of people in the public...
I made the mistake of watching, like, the Sky News coverage because I just wanted to see them melting down over it, and they were losing their minds that like people support Palestine. But it's like, why do you support Israel? Why do you support Israel? Like they're always saying like this, that the other person is un-Australian, but then like they just all worship Yanks. And then there was a dude with an American accent freaking chirping in about like Australia and what like constitutes Australian behavior. And I'm like, you're not even Australian, you stupid Seppo. Go home. I don't want to hear your opinion about my country. If you can't tell from this beautiful, like, classy accent that I have, like, but that's it. Like, I will challenge him to a beer sculling competition. Loser has to leave. And I guarantee you, I will win, baby, because I've got some experience. Let me tell you. I remember when I was like 18, I met my dad in the city in Sydney, because he worked on the railways, and I lived in the city because for uni I was renting a flat in the city, and I met him and we went to like the oldest pub in Australia, like in the Rocks, and he bought me a pint of Guinness because they had like Guinness at the pub. And he turned around and my Guinness was gone. And he was just like, you just inhaled that Guinness. I'm so proud of you. And he got me another one. And he was like, wow. He was like, I'm so proud of you. He's like, you're really good at drinking beer. I was like, thank you. Thank you, Dad. I am. I learnt some things from you because my dad's like a big home brewer, and like also like he distills spirits and stuff like that as well, which no, he doesn't. I'm just saying hypothetically he does because it's illegal in New South Wales. And he most definitely does not make his own vodka or rum or, you know, any other type of spirits. And he most definitely does not have his own still. And I'm just saying hypothetically in this story that he does, but he doesn't, in case any law enforcement is listening, okay? Never happened. I'm not a snitch.
Are worried that it is really in some ways a token effort to say, what exactly are we recognizing here?
Did I ever try Murphy's Stout? Yeah, but the one that they have in Australia isn't nice. But the one Murphy's that I got in Cork when I was in Ireland is really, really good. I prefer like the Irish Murphy's to Guinness, but the one that we get in Australia, I think is made in Edinburgh and it doesn't taste the same. But the one that I had in like rural Cork, like West Cork, in like a really wild place. Oh, that's the other thing. The people in Cork couldn't believe I could understand their accents because apparently people from Dublin have trouble understanding them. But my dad's friends with so many like alcoholic Irish people that I've been hearing like slurred Irish accents from such a young age that I'm just like, okay. Because my dad worked in construction and was like in the unions and stuff. So like most of his mates were like Irish. So I was just surrounded by all these drunk Irish people as a child. I'm like, all right. They were like, oh, you can understand us. I was like, yeah. And then I met like the only gay in the village. And he was telling me it was like this guy called James that like lived in rural Cork and he was gay. And he was asking me about Sydney. He's like, oh, Sydney's like very like, you know, it's a very gay place, I hear. There's lots of gay clubs. And I'm like, yeah, I'll take you to Oxford Street, mate. Like, yeah, fuck it. You can get a hot Aussie boyfriend. Like, I'll hook you up. I know some hot guys that swing that way. That, you know, probably partial to an accent. He was like a cute Irish farmer that was gay and like couldn't find like a nice man in the country, and he wanted a hot Australian boyfriend, and I thought that was cute. I support you, random Irish gay man. See ya, internet user. Internet name. Wait, can't read. Internet username here. There we go. Got it in the end. Have a good night.
Yeah. Are we recognizing that Israel's occupation ends? Because when Israel and, frankly, the Western states say the only Palestinian state they may theoretically support is a demilitarized state, which should be a non-starter by definition, because that means that Israel controls all the land, sea and air borders. But look, this is an issue, obviously, which is a live one, and I think a lot of Australians...
Life is a struggle when you have dyslexia, Joey, okay? I can't read. I do my best. I do my best. It's hard out on these dyslexic streets, okay? It's really hard out here.
And Westerners and people in general, including in the Arab Muslim world, are outraged that our governments, including much in the Arab world, I might say, are not doing nearly enough beyond words.
You alluded to this earlier, but many of the countries that are condemning what Israel is doing, especially with the starvation of tens of thousands of people there, but they're also arming Israel at the same time. Can you just explain that and what you make of those two opposing forces?
I've spent over a decade investigating the Israeli arms trade, so both weapons and surveillance tech that Israel is selling to huge amounts of nations around the world, so-called battle tested, as I call it, the Palestine laboratory. But a lot of countries also sell weapons to Israel. As I said, Australia has been providing F-35 weapons parts for a number of years, including since October 7. The Canadians are providing weapons and ammunition, as are the Brits, as are many European states. Of course, the Americans and Germans certainly are. So on the one hand, one cannot condemn mass slaughter, but also arm.
You think people are going to need to accept that Hamas is going to have some political minority? Well, the thing is, I think Palestinians that are very, very politicized, probably low-key are affiliated with Hamas, because like what organization or what like party would you join if you were a very politically active Palestinian? I mean, that would probably be where you would go. Like you would probably join the IRA in some capacity if you were very pro like Irish Republic, like, and you were in Ireland back in the day, right? That's probably what you would do. So I would say, yeah, probably how it's going to play out.
The perpetrator. I mean, it's an absurd contradiction, and people see that hypocrisy. They see it and they're articulating it, whether it's the protest today in Sydney or what I see around the world, where I see protests in London or elsewhere in the US, in the UK and Europe, and people are saying you cannot back the abuser and somehow ask them to be nicer when you're still funding them. I mean, it just doesn't make sense. And people see that hypocrisy loud and clear.
Yeah, the scenes of starvation really have resonated right around the world. But have you seen a shift within Israel?
You know, I often get this question about the Israeli public, and obviously we're talking here, I guess your question's about the Israeli Jewish public. The sad reality is that, of course, there are Israeli Jews who are opposed to what's going on. You see them, Al Jazeera has talked to them, they feature them, they hold up signs of starving children in Gaza. I'm not by any means ignoring them, but they are a tiny, tiny minority. And as I've said for a long time, Israel really has become a society which embraces a kind of genocide mania, where there is majority support, according to public opinion polls just a few months ago within Israel, the Jewish population, of ethnically cleansing Palestinians, removing them from Gaza. And in the Israeli Jewish press, pictures of starvation either don't exist or they are mocked. And the Israeli media is not barred from showing those images. That is a choice. And I think what we have seen, as we've seen in other nations that massively embrace the most extreme policies, I come back to apartheid South Africa.
Well, I don't know if like the interviews that I've seen of Israeli Jews are, you know, representative, but the ones that I have seen, like taking the settlers out of the equation, which like the way they've dehumanized Palestinians is they see them as less than like vermin that they want to get rid of. But even just like the people that like live in Tel Aviv and like live in Jerusalem and live in like a very urban, you know, cosmopolitan sort of climates, they seem to have like a very, very kind of scary, dehumanized, like they just don't even see them as human beings, the Palestinians, if it seems like. And I don't know, obviously, like they could have cherry-picked interviews that I watched and yada yada yada, but it seems like, yeah, they just, and like the people that were going out on the boat trips to watch Gaza being shelled, like it was, you know, like it was so entertaining. Like, how much do you have to dehumanize a population to behave like that? It's very concerning. It's very, very, very concerning.
But there are others. Without massive external pressure, the situation will not change from within. It just won't.
Anthony, as always, really, really good to get your thoughts on all of this. Anthony Lowenstein for us from Sydney.
Thank you.
Don't miss out. Get the full picture. Subscribe to Al Jazeera for reliable news.
I will not subscribe to anyone because I'm mean. Assange joins pro-Palestinian protest. Yeah, he was there, but he didn't talk. I would say he would have horrific PTSD from being first stuck in the Ecuadorian embassy and then being stuck in that tiny, tiny, tiny little cell in Belmarsh, I believe the jail was in the UK. Absolutely yucky, yucky. And that's another thing the Americans did. And they wanted to actually, you know, delete Julian Assange in Minecraft. Like, absolutely disgusting behavior. And all he did was expose their war crimes. It's like, well, maybe don't commit war crimes. Don't commit your hate crimes here. I need to get a Simpsons soundboard. I can be like, don't commit your hate crimes here. I need it. They wanted to delete his Minecraft server. They did, Delta. And he'd spent months on his world building. Like, he was playing like 10 hours a day and they just wanted to delete everything. And that's not on. Gamers rise up, guys. Gamers rise up. Avenge Julian. He even had a cactus farm. He did. He'd like mastered redstone. He had like all these factories that would, you know, it was truly an amazing server. I mean, so I've been told. It's been deleted by the Americans, but alcohol delivery laws. This lady looks like she's had enough alcohol delivered. Let's see. Oh, is that the girl from Neighbours? What the heck?
Kim Valentine.
Oh my God, it
the
is.
Rest of the country
Holy
to pay
shit.
Close attention to South Australia.
Abuse may be the bomb and alcohol the fuse, but delivery is like the guy.
Neighbours, I remember Margot Robbie's original face. We're good neighbours, become good friends. That show's gone forever now, right? It's gone. I used to watch that with my family when I was a kid. I remember, though she looks the same, but older. You know what I mean? Like, she looks good. Like, you can still tell it's her. She hasn't, like, you're looking good. She must be, like, late 40s? I don't know. She must be getting on. I don't know. Have I played Minecraft? Yeah, I've played Minecraft. I have played Minecraft.
Missile that is the match.
The former Neighbours star, who is now an anti-family violence advocate, hopes
Oh,
the
good for
impact
you.
of alcohol delivery is high on the agenda when states and territories review liquor laws to help reduce.
Do you reckon that all the ex-neighbours people hate Margot Robbie? What do you reckon? Do you reckon they hate her? She's got to be one of the most famous ex-neighbour people. I want to know the goss. I wonder if there's goss. I need to know it. It's finally gone. Now it's time for home and away to end. Me and my friend from high school, we were at school one day and it took us like 3 or 4 hours to get to like Palm Beach, Whale Beach, where they film Home and Away, because we just wanted to go there. Not because Home and Away was filmed there. We were going to go to Manly Beach, but then apparently those beaches are just really good and we'd never been there, so we wanted to go. So we were at school. We caught a train for like 2 hours into the city because we lived like far, far, far. Like we lived like 2 hours from west of Sydney at that stage. So we caught a train for 2 hours into the city. Then we caught a ferry where we got drunk on tequila and vomited on the ferry. But that's another story. And then we caught a bus. And then they were trying to tell us that we had to move so they could like film something. And we were like, no, it's a public beach. We're not moving. So it was just like 2 drunk girls like trying to sunbake in winter on the beach. And that's my home and away story. Really? That's it. Don't tell me what to do, Channel 7. You're not my mum or my dad. And if my mum or dad knew what I was doing, they would be like, don't wag school, you little shit. But I could do my mum's signature better than she did, so I would just write a note the next morning on my way to like school. I would write a note saying, Panda was sick. Signed, Panda's mum, and do her signature. And yeah. I can still do my mum's signature better than she can. Let's be honest.
Domestic and gendered violence. She supports reforms in SA that are changing how alcohol is delivered to homes. The state's proposed changes include introducing a 2-hour buffer between order and delivery, cutting delivery hours from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. instead of opening at 8 a.m, and introduces harm reduction as the object of liquor laws. Advocates hope the changes will make a difference.
We're at a crisis point with family and domestic violence in this country, and what that means is that we have to look at all options.
But a 2-hour delay isn't popular with those who believe responsible drinkers shouldn't be disadvantaged.
Convenience does not equal harm, so we've got to make sure that we're always taking an evidence-based approach when making decisions.
The final bill is expected to be introduced to South Australian Parliament later this year, but other state and
not commenting on whether or not alcohol delivery services contribute to domestic violence, but just as a bimbo comment, that's probably, adding nothing to the discussion. I will just say the markups on those like alcohol delivery services are insane, and then the delivery fee, like I would just walk to the bottle. I would just walk there, like. Yeah. Does anyone use any of those like alcohol delivery services? Because they're so expensive. And alcohol's already so overpriced in Australia. Like, it's absolutely insane. Absolutely insane.
territory leaders are likely keeping an eye on what happens here. The state's Consumer Affairs Minister, Andrea Michaels, says the government is now considering feedback received from stakeholders.
For Kim, there's hope what happens in SA will be followed nationally.
Lives actually depend on you fulfilling the promise that you made.
A strong message for those in power. Sophie Holder, ABC News.
Well, I like that, you know, she's doing something good with her life. I like that. Post Neighbours. She's contributing to society. Unlike some people, we like to see that. It's completely against responsible service of alcohol. Yeah, it is. Alcoholics would probably still order though. Yeah. Well, yeah, I guess I'm not an alcoholic and I don't drink very often at all, so. probably don't have good insight into whether or not I just find that it's it's incredibly expensive. And I'm usually the type of person that will buy the beer that's on sale anyway. Like sometimes I might go into the bottle shop wanting like a certain thing, and then I will see like, oh, there's a 6-pack of insert, you know, Furfies or whatever name of beer. And I'll be like, oh, well, now I'm getting that because it's on sale. Oh, I can get a long neck. What's a long neck? I could get a long neck for like some beer I've never heard of for this price. Well, sign me up, guys. And that's how my brain works. The $16 Carlsberg special. Yeah, I've done that before. I have done that before. Batman. You feel like gambling? Go to the casino. I've never been to the casino. I've never been to the casino ever. Ever. I don't know. I don't know how I would go in a casino. Hello, Vanks was already lost. If that's how you say your name, I don't know. Ooh, penguins. La 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 la. My algorithm is a mess. Really is. You cut your thought in half in ham? What? My dyslexia is supercharged tonight. I can't read. Casinos have great buffets. They have buffets over here too. They have buffets over here. I have been to the buffet at Crown Casino, but I haven't been to the casino. One of my friends was down here for like a conference, and she didn't really like have time to hang out with me, but she was like having dinner with like the other scientist people that she was with, and yeah, she was like, oh, we're going to the buffet at Crown Casino in Melbourne. And she was like, oh, like they'll pay for you. And I was like, well, free food. I am there. But it was like really expensive and it was not worth it. It was like one of those really cheap buffets. Should we watch some memes? Yeah, let's watch memes. Is there a good meme channel? I haven't watched memes in a minute. I'm out of touch with the children. What are they doing? Memes. Memes reset. What's a good channel? This one says Call of Duty. I like that. Is that too soon? Yeah, that's probably too soon. This one's got 29 million views. Oh, it's a short. That's from 4 years ago. I don't know. All right, let's just watch something. This is
cool customer support and a clanker picks up. I hate clankers. I can't believe I've lived far enough into the future to learn the first slur for robots. This guy has been buying and returning 110-pound anvils on Amazon for 8 months now. What the hell is he planning? I work in an operating room and we had a face painter come into work. This is what patients see as they're coming out of anesthetic. Who wore it better, my dad or Taylor Swift? The dad kind of slayed. Saw a hungry dog today, so I gave it a Twix bar.
You miss the old pre-dank memes? Yeah, memes used to be really good. I'm thirsty. Coddy's cordial. Hyperbovian, someone on Kick wants to be added to the Discord. If you want to facilitate that, that would be great. Hyperbovian, such a good mod. Such a good, I'm making him sound like he's a puppy. Such a good little guy. Such a good guy. It might be a bot. I don't know. Maybe we shouldn't facilitate it. I don't know. How can I tell someone's a bot? I don't know.
Watched my neighbor
It
trip
could
and
be a
spill her
bot.
groceries today. Normalize taking photos like a divorced dad. Guess who just became a homeowner? I love how this is so unintentionally Minecraft coded. How I'm going to describe the
Okay, I would love to live in a little cottage in like freaking Norway or Iceland or wherever the hell that is. That sounds like heaven. I wouldn't have to worry about getting like radiation poisoning from the sun ever again. It would be great.
virus to my kids, knowing damn well I played video games for 2 years. I set up a sim to have my exact life, and he spends all of his time crying. The other sims keep trying to help him, and he's like, no, I'm good. This has to be lethal to a child's body. What is that? Females can't help but display their sexuality, even when it limits their range of motion in public safety jobs. Is she supposed to leave her body at home? Wear her go-to-work body?
Yeah, like if you've got booty, you've got booty. I'll tell you something embarrassing that happened to me at the gym like 3 nights ago, or 2 or 3 nights ago. I don't remember which night I went to the gym. Anyway, so I was doing like some hip thrusts on the hip thrust machine, and then I was like, okay, I'm warmed up. So I went over to the hacks, and luckily, luckily no one else was in the gym because it was like 12:30 a.m. And I was on the hack squat machine, and I heard like this noise. And then if someone's asking you to add them on Discord, then it's probably one of those view bots. Oh, okay. Yeah, feeling maybe a bot. Okay, well, maybe I'm too naive for this world. Anyway, what happened was I ripped my pants. Like, I ripped my tracksuit pants, like, completely. I had to, like, I felt the wind when I was walking home from the gym. And I'm, like, glad no one else was there. Because they would have copped, like, a lot of booty. They would have copped a lot of booty when I was on the hack squat machine. You had that happen at work. Yeah, and I was looking at like buying new gym clothes, and why are like tracksuit pants so expensive now? Because the thing is, like, I wear loose clothes to the gym because I have had teenagers hit on me at the gym, and I'm like, this is so inappropriate and scary. Like, where are the DILFs at? Hit me up, DILFs. Yeah, no, no teenagers, please. It's very scary.
Crushing weight of 2 manageable tasks. To be honest, the crushing weight of 1 manageable task. The crushing weight of no tasks, but feeling like there should be a task. Hey man, maybe instead of rage baiting, you can spend your time friend maxing and smile maxing. It's a cool new—
Oh, why are young people so obsessed with like looks maxing and getting like these like Giga Chad jawlines and stuff? It's so weird. It's so very, very strange. I'm going to the dentist tomorrow. I hope they give me drugs. Although, every time I go to the dentist, they tell me how good my teeth are, and I feel so proud and I boast about it for like to everybody. Like last time I went to the dentist was like, oh, like, I'm not going to clean your teeth because you have really good oral hygiene and you don't need it, so it would just be a waste of our time. And I was like, when I got out of the dentist, I was like, guess what the dentist said to me? He said that, like, I have the best oral hygiene in the world and I'm so good at cleaning my teeth. And, you know, it made me feel very good. Oh, and the other thing was I don't have wisdom teeth. I wasn't born with wisdom teeth. And my dentist was like, are you sure you didn't have them removed? And I was like, yeah, I think I would remember having surgery. But yeah, I was born without them. I remember when I got x-rays done when I was a kid and they were like, oh, you don't have wisdom teeth. And I was like, does that mean I'm dumb? And they were like, no, that means that you're evolving. Apparently all humans will evolve like to not have wisdom teeth in the future, apparently. So there you go. We're living in the future, guys. The future of dental care.
New trend where you make people smile and feel good instead of hurting them for literally no reason. Nah. Most women don't pick wrong. They pick someone who looked safe until he wasn't. So they picked wrong. Can I turn in a paper without citing all sources? No. This was in the library at my college. Screw my beverageless drink cell life. People don't say I'm thirsty anymore. They say this. I love Chinese sellers. Looks great. I would buy this. This is a cool shirt. A Russian petrol pump offered free fuel to anyone wearing a bikini, but things took an unexpected turn.
That's what you get.
Outstanding move, a mankini. Construction sites are so shy. Let me see. I think they're afraid of receiving constructive criticism. Motorola revealed a bendable phone that can be worn on your wrist. Perfect for when I need to bend my phone around my wrist. I'm not wearing my phone as a watch. Men really live like this and see no problem. You've got to pick a less appealing.
I find the way that like men that live alone, the way they decorate their houses is so cute. Like they'll like literally have a milk crate as their table. It's like, oh, are you okay? I don't know. I find it very endearing.
Image to make your point, because this is raw as hell. This would taste so much better if I had spent the day swimming instead of working. This is humiliating. Why do we say as snug as a bug? What is snug about that bug? He is in a rug? I forgot he got into the rug. I do not have PTSD. That is all just the wizard's curse. The wizard is my father, but that is not relevant. What if water didn't have surface tension? And whenever you spilled some, the whole floor of your entire apartment was covered in a 2 micrometer deep puddle. You taught me to count blessings I didn't know were mine. The masculine urge to slowly bleed out here as I give my rookie partner the evidence to crack open the case.
This does look like where you would get shot holding the documents. Maybe we need to take Alex Jones here and he can finally die a hero.
Finish it. Go on without me. Build a monument together in VR chat. Not now, kitten. Daddy needs to indulge in his hubris and build a tower to spite God. Why being a werewolf just sounds awful. No immortality, no magic.
You have all your wisdom teeth, but the only reason they need to be removed is because they didn't properly cut through the gum and rotted. Yeah, that happens to a lot of people. They don't have enough room to come through properly or something. And like a lot of people can get like infections and stuff like that. But I just apparently just wasn't born with them, so don't know.
Power is just a hairy beast that breeds. Need a husband like that. What's your problem? If you need a giggle, these are my caps lock and escape keys. Backspace that says back the hell up. It's that easy. The TSA guy said my toothpaste was too big and took it, and I nodded solemnly and said, the world's a safer place now. And he laughed and gave it back. When the dream's so real, I hit this pose before getting ready to start my morning. No one speaks about the resentment you have towards yourself after you didn't listen to your gut, because I literally knew better. I will not let anyone tell me what to do. That includes you, gut. I hate the neck creature. What the? I've never seen this before. It's so funny because the only reason the males of this species look like this is because the girl weevils thought it was hot. So they think long necks are hot. They're attracted to long necks. Okay. I'm a dentist and I graduated with 68 other ones. I've met even more in 13 years as a dentist. None of us have been asked anything about our opinions on toothpaste. My dad greeted another dad by saying, hey tough guy. And the other dad replied by saying, they let you in here? He has greeted a total of 3 men with, hey, tough guy, so far. There was a guy in my row at my Superman screening who brought his literal baby, but it didn't cry, and when the movie was over, he said to my brother and me, I bet y'all thought he was gonna cry. He's a critic. I love how this guy has managed to become a big meme, twice in 2 completely different eras of the internet. Mixed.
Wait, why is Dave Chappelle a meme now? What happened? Did I miss something? What's happening? What's happening? Someone tell me.
United Kingdom and Ireland and created this new country called United Ireland. Guys, don't take this seriously. I've never seen so much madness in the replies.
Yeah, you knew what you were doing, person. You knew what you were doing. That's intergenerational trauma in one image right there. Right there.
Mammals have evolved into anteaters 12 times since the dinosaur age. Suck it, crabs. The future is anteater. The Diary of a Wimpy Kid cast was one of the most perfect castings of all time. Every time I see this image, I just think of the Afton family. Some people still don't realize that every VTuber is dating or married. That is true, except for the one I watch who is going to...
Lies. Lies. That's a lie. Or is it? Bum, 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 bum. Da-na-na. Oh, I just sang the Toyota song. I didn't realize that's what it was. Oh, what a feeling.
Start dating me any day
Toyota.
now. Imagine dating someone who has to wait for payday. She said, imagine dating someone who is employed when you're dropping the fakest story known to mankind.
Yeah, what is it with like, oh, I don't know if this is accurate, but can anybody that's like in their late teens or like very early 20s tell me, do women seriously expect men like that are really young to like make like over $100,000 a year? Because it takes like a lot of work experience to start making that kind of coin. Like surely they can't like be that unrealistic with life. Or is that just people on the internet? I don't know. Whenever I see a young woman like being interviewed, they have like this like very insanely high like standard for the men that they want to date. And I'm the main, you don't talk to women, so you don't know. Oh, aren't you? Huh, I always called you Joey or Delta. The colors keep on changing. Just begging choosers. Yeah, that's so weird. I don't think I've ever known how much any of my partners have made. Just a bad joke. I hope so. I hope you talk to women. Women are nice. Some of them. I mean, they're people. Some of them are cunts as well. Some of them are good. Some of them are cunts, you know. We're just people. We are just people. But yeah.
And bro says, I was there, on some China stuff you wouldn't even understand. Fireworks will have some insane box art like this, only to explode for 3 seconds and cost $70. Babe, I'm home. You're not real. No, Michael, that is not the mentally healthy answer. If you were Satan, who would you reserve a special place in hell for? Puppies.
Your mom.
It would have climate control, toys, interesting smells. No punishment involved. I just don't want...
Don't put the doggies in hell. You're in hell because you're being punished, so you don't get to have puppies. None for you.
Want an eternity with no dogs. Sun-drying tomatoes at the foot of Mount Etna in Sicily. Just remember, not a single European, much less any Italian, had eaten a tomato until the 16th century. Why is that? So you're gonna tell me this but not tell me why? I don't like you. I want a girlfriend so hot that people walking down the street know that I'm funny. She's gotta be so bad. People must think I must be emotionally intelligent and in therapy. Optimal packing of 17 squares. Suboptimal packing of 17 squares. Me and the homie riding home in silence after turning into rats because we made fun of a wizard in the parking lot. I just took the best photo in human history. Shrek? Who did it?
Oh, the cat was watching Shrek. Go back.
Parking lot. I just took the best.
Look at him. Look at his eyes. What a good baby.
Best photo in human history. Shrek? Who did it better? Cable Management Edition. When you want to play your video games but don't have the energy for it. It's like, who wants to be my proxy that does the gameplay while I watch and make every decision in the game from the comfort of my bed? Dialogue option 1. Yes, my lord. When you meet a 10 out of 10, but you're not where you want to be in life. Men thinking they have to have a perfect life in order to have a girlfriend is a mask for our inability to exist in vulnerability.
Wisdom. Wisdom, guys. Wisdom. Wisdom. Most women, we don't really care. We don't really care. to be honest.
Why is everything 10 times better at night? Driving, showering, eating, vibing to music, watching shows, phone calls, like everything? The night feels like the universe's way of saying, chill bro, you survived the day. You're just more relaxed. How am I supposed to see this and want an American woman? Well, that's the good thing.
She is very cute. She is very adorable. I would be friends with her.
About choice. You don't need an American woman. You're attracted to what you're attracted to. Me getting kicked out because I yelled yippee when he took his clothes off. Kicked out? Hell no. Come back again. Now that Peak is localized, I can share that playing in French used to instantly crash my game. No joke, it was because of this code. Current language, French, Frenchify. Men are so
See you, Dango. I hope your dinner is very delicious and nutritious.
serious. My brother's friend had an allergic reaction all over his skin, so they are now calling him Rashford. When ring lights and filters can't hide your aging, rely on YouTube thumbnail editing to do the job. I love making the silliest stuff. When an impatient driver overtakes you, only to get stuck at the same light. Possibly the best thing I've done on Gartic Phone. Zelda reads Link's Death Note. Yeah, hop. Yeah. Writer's block got me like that one picture of Hunter S. Thompson shooting his typewriter. It's insane that you can get a 55-inch TV for like $250. I remember when we got a 36-inch tube TV for the living room growing up, and my dad treated it like buying a car. He took like an hour talking to the salesman. Yeah, TVs were very expensive back then. Women will
When I was a kid, we were so poor that if we did have a TV, we would go for like years at a time without a TV. If we did have a TV, it was usually because we found one on the side of the road at council cleanup and we took it home and we tried it and it worked. One time, my little brother was so embarrassed because my brother's friends had parents had thrown out their like dinner table and chairs or whatever, and my parents were driving past and dad got the trailer and went back and got it because it's free, right? They're chucking it out, and it was a really nice table and dinner chairs, and so my dad went and got it, right? And he put it in the house, and then my brother's friend came over and he was like, is that my family's old table and chairs? And my brother was so embarrassed. But yeah. You once found a TV on the street. Screen had wet spots inside of it. You put it under the heater for a good while, bought a stand for it, and you still have it in your shed. Awesome. My dad's Grok fridge, he's had since I think he said he's had it since the late 70s and it still works. It does not look very nice. It's probably very gross, but he only keeps beer and alcohol, other alcohols in there. It's the Grok fridge. The actual fridge has been replaced many times, but he's had that fridge since I don't know, since he was a young lad, I suppose. He's had it.
Actually start a global witch hunt against flirting, successfully destroy it, forget, then start a new movement complaining that no one is hitting on them. Texting a girl how many steps you took today could be the play. 22,000. Big day. All I want is to be enough for you. Steps is a big factor in this. If you design a quest where I need to follow an NPC and they move slower than my running speed but faster than my walking speed, you're banned from making video games for
That is
1
heaps
year.
annoying.
I just found out this fascinating emoji on a royalty-free stock website and thought I would share it with the class. Hey, sorry, I can't talk right now. I'm listening to my cat's breath while he sleeps and my heart is filling up with love. People who don't reply until day.
My cat sleeps with her head underneath my chin, and if I breathe too loud, she gets mad at me. And I'm not allowed to move, and I'm not allowed to exist. I just have to lie there, motionless, while I cuddle her. And when she wants to get up and have a little spacking out moment where she gets the zoomies and runs around the house at 4 a.m. That's all right. She's allowed to launch herself off me with her claws and whatever. But when she decides it's time to cuddle, I must remain motionless. And it's very cute though. And if she doesn't come cuddle me, which happens maybe a few times a month, she doesn't come for her cuddle, I get really sad. So I actually do miss it, even though it's very uncomfortable.
days later. Why? It's a relatively very new phenomenon that basically anyone in your life gets access to you at all times. It was only 20 years ago that if you left your house for the day, you were actually gone. You would return messages when you came back hours or even days later. Basically, I prefer this sometimes. Sometimes you forget, and sometimes you're ignoring that person. Autism didn't exist back in my day. Now get out, you know it's my train time. Congrats on working 40 hours. You are now free to disassociate.
I think that autism is, I'm going to have like, this is going to be a hot take, guys. This is going to be a hot take. But I think that autism is overdiagnosed and often incorrectly self-diagnosed, because I see so many like memes and things going around, like if you do this, 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 or this, if you've ever done this, if you blah, 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 it's like, oh, you have autism. But then if you actually look at the diagnostic criteria for autism, none of those things actually mean that you have autism. Because I was at one stage on Instagram getting fed reels about like, this is what autism in women looks like. And I convinced myself that I had autism, and I don't have autism. I don't. I have ADHD. I'm just a weird bitch with ADHD. I totally don't have autism. So there you go. Sometimes you're just a weirdo and not autistic. And that's a thing.
For 2 days, rats can make friends with robot rats and will rescue them when stuck. I have a question. The only question that matters. Would you risk your life for your fellow rat? Even if that rat is a synth? I'm a cockroach hiding under God's fridge, and brother, he's got a shoe. I was applying for homeowners insurance today, and they asked if I had any pets, to which I said, yes, 2 cats. And then they asked me, have they been trained to attack or cause bodily harm? And I wanted to know if anyone had been able to do this, because I'll hire you. You want an attack cat. You ever feel like you're not even a main character in your own life? It's just filler episodes for character backstory. Don't worry, it's still your show. Ha 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 ha. Someone parked their Cybertruck at the coffee shop, and every single person who comes in is talking about how dumb it looks. And the guy is...
But literally, if you just have a personality, people are like, autism. Autism. If you're not just like perfectly like socially conditioned. But this is the other thing that I find, like, because obviously because of my health, I'm away from human contact a lot of the time, right? Like, it's very hard for me to be able to go out with my friends because I don't have the energy and I'm too sick, and I also like risk getting sick because of like my immune suppression, like the immunosuppressants that I'd have to take. But riddle me this, right? There were so many articles about helping people readjust to society after COVID. So maybe it's just, you know, social skills are kind of like, if you don't use it, you lose it, right? Like, because if these things were just like intrinsic like traits, you wouldn't lose them, and you wouldn't be out of practice socializing. You think that balling all of the different diagnoses into one big autism ball has done so much damage? Well, yeah, it 100% does, because like there's such a huge difference between somebody that has Asperger's, right, and somebody that's like a full-on like autistic savant and like is nonverbal. Like, those two things are literally apples and oranges. Like, there are some kids that are autistic and they can't dress themselves and they can't talk and they can't express themselves, and they like literally need 24-hour care. Social interactions are 100% skills. Well, yeah, if they were intrinsic to humans, like if they were just things that that we just had, there would be no feral children, right? There would be no feral children. You know, like the children that have like been raised by wolves and things like that, and the way that they like behave like animals. And also there would be no variations across cultures, right? There would be no variations about cultures, but it's like almost like, oh, I was enculturated in a certain culture, so I act like that culture. That's like literally what it is. Everybody has to learn how to socialize. Everybody does. It's, and you can develop anxiety, you know, when you are away from human contact for a really long time. It makes you a little bit weird. And especially for me, like I lived alone for about 5 years. I lived completely alone, and it made me really weird. I started talking to myself a lot. And then like It was a habit that was really hard to break. Even when I got a housemate again, I would still be talking to myself. And like sometimes I will just like blurt out random stuff. And it's just like habits that I developed when I lived alone, and I never did it. I never did it prior to that.
Sitting there fuming. This is the best morning ever. Squidhood is a spectrum. Are the depths below abysmal, mirrored in the skies? Blip, 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 blip. My sister got a new kitten, and it immediately decided to...
Black cats are my kryptonite. I love black cats. Oh my god, Nori is a black cat, and she is so cute. Watermelons are one of my favorite fruits too. So this picture is double nice. We like it. We like it a lot. Super cute.
And bless us with this picture. When we finally decode the first ever alien response to humanity, and all it says is, keep quiet or they'll find you too. The hardest thing about chess is the other guy is always doing something. I still can't comprehend how some random cosplayer can do this with a budget of $100, but a whole team of designers being paid millions still make the ugliest stuff. When me and my boyfriend make meals, we have a tradition of sending each other an appetizing off-center photographs of them in poor lighting. We call this Wikipedia food. They probably shouldn't have paid me $950k to animate this if they were low on cash. Oh, they were talking about Lebanese pounds. I'm a dentist and I've graduated with 68 other ones. I've met even more in 13 years as a dentist. None of us have been...
Am I crazy or have we already watched this? Am I like having deja vu for no reason? Or this was on earlier, right? Yeah, thank you.
Anything about our opinions on toothpastes. The European mind cannot comprehend this. I screwed up so bad. Sorry I haven't been replying. I lost my aunt last night. You lost your aunt? Did you find her? Brittany? No. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. How to become a goddamn magician. Own a tablet pen. Put it down for 10 seconds. Abracadabra, where the hell did it go? It would be cool if, after you died, you could see the top 5 times you almost died. An actual flower that looks like icing. I'm enthralled. These would go so hard in a bakery shop window when you're cracking with the meta glasses and you accidentally FaceTime your dad, but he starts giving elite comms. You got home safe? Yes. You're ugly in person. Don't ever come over here.
What? It's politer to ghost somebody than to say that. Holy shit. Holy shit.
Again. Be me. 1 AM. Get thirsty. Get Mountain Dew. Too lazy to turn lights on. Can't see.
JPC Way thinks I'm crazy regardless. Thank you, JPC Way. I mean, I am kind of crazy, so that does track. I definitely not in full control of my brain.
Anything? Don't want to overfill glass. Have the biggest, bestest, smartest idea ever. Hover finger slightly in glass to tell when glass is full. Success. Never felt so smart. Rhythm game guy. How was the deed? Their partner? It was great. Rhythm game guy. There was no rhythm. What do we think? Love your game, by the way. Gay. Let a man talk about himself uninterrupted for 10 minutes and he'll be like, wow, I really like you. This and kissing all night. Defending my homie because his ex called him toxic, cheater, liar, and broke. But I know he's not broke. This is extremely accurate for the characters in the picture. Just getting the essentials. Alex, you made a show for kids. I made a show for me. Just in, Venmo and PayPal users can now send money to the US government to help pay down the 36 trillion national debt. The plan? We let Venmo and PayPal users pay off our debt. May this type of love chase me, find me. Every single guy I know who treated girls.
I had a stalker that used to give me flowers. I had a stalker. This is triggering me. He used to leave flowers and chocolates on my doorstep and like weird little notes. And I was too scared to eat the chocky in case it was roofied. And that made me really sad because I love chocolate. And chocolate is expensive, guys. Chocolate is expensive.
Like this got cheated on, okay? And every single guy I know who treated girls like this didn't get cheated on. Do I cancel 4 days early just for the bit? This is awesome. I love the way you guys operate because like the audacity is insane. You're getting charged $400 to cancel 4 days early. What? How come realism in games only applies to stuff that sucks, and not, for instance, the fact that most flashlights do not actually run out of batteries after 3 minutes, and good quality tools will literally outlive you if you take good care of them. If somebody sold me an axe that broke after chopping down 10 trees, I would go back to their shop and beat the hell out of them. Come on guys, let's introduce respawning. Name your favorite quote by a celebrity. Playboy. Your salary is shooting up into the multi-millions per movie. Reportedly 4 to 7 million. Do those numbers make you chuckle? I don't chuckle. I have respect for the dollar. I think about this a lot. Well, nice try cheating with the shoulder pads, but you're still a noodle. Didn't he punch Snotlout so hard Snotlout passed out? He may be skinny, but remember he's a blacksmith. Met a new kind of guy on Twitter today who left meat de-thawing on the kitchen sink in nothing but punctured plastic bags in a house with 2 cats. De-thawing isn't a word. Did you mean thawing or defrosting? See biologists be like, okay, not here. Sahara was home to some of the largest sea creatures. Study finds. We're late. Now you just need to go under the sand. They're still there. I miss when you would go to a restaurant in 1990. I'm gonna act like I was alive in 1997, and they would have something like this on the walls. I don't have a secondary. I don't counterpick. I don't cover poor matchups. I one trick, and if I can't do it with my main, then I don't win. What would you do? Knobhead neighbors' cameras facing our bedroom windows. Smash it maybe? Where do you live? I can come by and just do the deed in front of them a couple of times, but
Put some like naked pictures of morbidly obese people in front of there, where like it's on your property and they can't move it and they have to look at it 24/7. Oh, I just unlocked another trauma memory. Oh crap, should I share this one? I just unlocked another trauma memory, guys. Holy shit. Okay, no, I won't share this one with the class. I won't share it. Should I share it? I don't know. Let me think about it. I'll think about it.
myself. If you feed me and let me chill out for an hour or so, I can probably go 5, maybe 6 times a day.
No, not about a fat person, about like a creepy middle-aged neighbor that likes to perv on young girls when they are getting changed. This was in a rural area, by the way, where like you had to get binoculars. Oh, actually that happened 2 times. 2 times at my parents' with 2 different people. Oh crap, I just remembered the other one. Holy shit, one was an old man and one was like a fat, like mullet guy from Echuca. Oh, which story should I tell? And one was like a retired Air New Zealand pilot. Which one should I tell first? Anyway, the two different things, right? So my parents live about 2 hours west of Sydney in like Blue Mountains National Park. So whenever I would go up to their place, I would sleep in like a shed, like on their property. And like they had some neighbors, but like, you know, there's not typically a lot of fencing and stuff up there. And if there is fencing, it's like, you know, posts and chook wire, like those types of fences that are just sort of cheap and affordable that a lot of people in rural areas have, right? So anyway, I kind of noticed that my parents' like immediate neighbor would always, this was a fat guy. He would have maybe been like late 40s, 50s, I don't know, but I would have been like 18, 19. And whenever like, so I'd be like hanging out with my parents and then when it was time to go to bed, I would walk down like the back steps of the house and walk out to the shed that had like the bed where I would sleep, right? Because there's like no room in the house for me. So I would walk out and turn on the light, and then I would turn on the light and he would come out onto his veranda, right? Like every time my light came on. And at first I didn't really notice it. And I told my parents, I'm like, hi, I think, I'm not going to say his name. I think neighbor, insert neighbor's name here, is like watching me like get changed. And they were like, you know, kind of like, ooh. And then anyway, my brother didn't believe me. And then my brother went down to the room, like to the shed to get something, and he turned on the light, and he said he saw that neighbor rush out, turn on his light, and he had binoculars. And then when he saw it was my brother, he got really upset and went straight back inside. And he was like, I didn't believe you. And the other thing that happened, right, was I was a really pale goth girl, and the guy that I was dating in high school, he was like, I think you would look really hot if you got a tan. So I decided to go and climb up on my parents' roof and sunbake, which I know is so dumb because of skin cancer and stuff. But, you know, when you're young and you're in love and, like, you know, your boyfriend tells you to do something, you're like, all right. So I went and I climbed up on the roof, and I was wearing a bikini to try and get a tan. Because, you know, I was like, I don't know, I think I was like 16, 17, something like that. And so my parents have like one neighbor who's the fat mullet guy. And then after that house is on the corner of the street, right? So the other street runs along down the side of it. It's like a dirt road that runs alongside, but there's a few houses that go along the length of our neighbor's property. And in one of those houses is this elderly couple. And the husband used to work for Air New Zealand because my dad was friends with them. And he came out into his backyard with binoculars to perv on me while I was sunbaking. And my dad saw him, and my dad was like, fucking hell. My dad was like, well, you can't do that anymore. Anyway, those are my two stories about being spied on by neighbors. I totally forgot about those. Oh my goodness. Anyway.
I guess they would take them down after that. I'll wash my hands before dinner. Let me know. This is the kind of community spirit this country has been missing. Not gonna lie, going that little 5 to 10 miles per hour over the speed limit in the left lane isn't enough, bro. You need to want to be there. Happiness is contagious. It's gonna be the sequel where Skylar remarries and the exact same thing happens again. Teenagers in the 2010s writing a full essay without ChatGPT. Teenagers in the 2010s were writing literal full-length books of fan fiction on Tumblr after school. I'm gonna give you a full read.
True,
Thanks,
they
Marcus.
were.
That was easy. It's no problem. Honestly, I just want to get up out of here. I got my daughter a new dog, and I just want to get home and play with that puppy. Marcus got fired for this. They had to give the puppy away. They couldn't afford to look after it. More than 3 years ago, famous Roman emperor Caesar Augustus passed away.
More than 3 years ago.
True. Study finds that Sprite can break down acetaldehyde, a metabolite of ethanol, making it a possible hangover-curing drink. Imagine the McDonald's Sprite. It might be able to cure cancer. Cat just did the thing where he stretched.
Do you know what they give you? I don't know if they still do, but they used to give you watered down Sprite in hospital when you were really nauseous. See, guys, it works. It works. I used to have watered down Sprite in the oncology ward.
And then covered his face with both paws. How do people with cats leave their homes? What if I had
and
missed
Seos,
that?
dry
This is a really hard choice
Seos.
to make. I would never spend an extra $10 on priority overnight, unless it was like some medication and I'm dying. Fight to death in an enclosed room. Who's making it out alive? Adam West got that crazy anti-Batman spray on him for such a scenario. Prime Bats even said he's more prepared than he is. I guarantee you, any straight man would fold like a wet house of cards. I despise modern goth culture. No self-loathing, no brooding, no addiction. Instead, they take Adderall and listen to mid-rappers while taking feet pics. My 6-year-old.
That's not goth then. You can't just wear the costume. You can't just wear the costume, okay? I used to chain smoke in my room and listen to Disintegration by The Cure over and over again. Yeah, those were the days. Those were the days.
Burst into tears and said he was too sick to go to school when we got in the car this morning. It was clear that he was not sick, but he's never done that before, so welcome to your first mental health day. We are going to Target and watching movies and eating muffins. Not the mum we deserve, but the mum we needed. Obsessed with this picture because he's the only cosplayer I've seen who looks the most alike to Ford. There's only one picture of him and nobody knows the name. It's not a cosplay. Ford is real. We need to manifest black vampires wearing grills in movies and TV from this point forward. No, we need.
Does anyone want to tell them about Blade? Does anyone want to tell them about Blade?
Silver grills on vampire hunters that bite back. Walk with me.
Okay, I gotta have a
Seal
quick
grabs
break.
Doug's
Ooh,
hand.
be quiet. I gotta have a quick break. Very quick. Be back. It's me. I have returned. Did everyone miss me? Oh look, there's a diver holding a seal's hand. That's so cute. Anyway, I'm gonna play Horse Girl game now. Sorry. Say games. Pretty Derby. Oh, we're saying Derby. Okay, they say Derby. I'm gonna say Derby. Because I feel like 50% of Aussies say Derby and 50% say Derby. And I'm like, which one is it? I don't know. It's hard. Oh, that reminds me. I had this, like, I'm assuming old lady. Derby for US talking and Derby for UK Australian. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. But I've noticed, especially like when I hear young people like now, I sound like such a like an old lady. But when I hear like people you know that are like teenagers or younger, I always hear them like talking about school or something on the train, and they say math, they don't say maths, and it drives me freaking insane. I want to turn around at them and freaking scream, are you a freaking yank? It is maths. It is mathematics, not mathematic. Oh my god. Like, my parents used to, like, go ballistic at me and my siblings if we would ever talk like Americans. Because, you know, you watch, like, a lot of American movies and, like, you know, it kind of can sneak in. It can kind of sneak in. Or if, like, if you spell something the American way, like, oh, my parents used to go freaking feral at me. And now, like, I've become the same. I'm like, this is Australia, right? What are you, a yank? Get the fuck out of here. I'll drive you to the airport, all right? Freaking let's go. And yeah, it does my head in. What's the other thing that I've noticed? Oh, people saying, like, they don't say, like, oh, I'm gonna, like, be affectionate towards this person or, like, whatever. They say, like, loving on somebody or hating on somebody. It's like, no, just say you hate someone. Or just say someone acted hatefully towards someone. Like, that doesn't make sense. And the other thing that annoys me, instead of just saying get off me, they say get off of me. What the heck? It's so American and it's so grammatically incorrect. Like, it annoys the flippin' shit out of me. You found out you can change the sound and dance for the race win? Are you serious? Put this in the Discord, please. I must know more. I'm going to read it. I'm going to read all about this. Okay, apparently I can do something in here to get the goth horsey. What do I do? It's in Scout. Where's goth horse? Oh, there she is. Do I do this? Am I gonna get the goth horse? Am I gonna get the goth horse? I did get the goth horse. Oh well. Now I'm depressed. Can I try and get the goth girl again? Gambling doesn't pay. Unless you win, then it does pay. Oh well. Screw this then. I'm going home. Goodbye. I'm just gonna finish losing with the horsey that I have. What's her name? Buckshin Poo Poo Platter. Yeah, you. You suck. You made me lose. It wasn't my fault. It was your fault. Stop being cute. I've got some losing to do, okay? Let's lose. Come on. I have raised a disappointment. I know how my parents feel now, to be honest. I have raised a disappointment. Check shop for free rice wonder rice shower. I will try and do that. She might not be satisfied with this ranking. That's true. I am not. I am disappointed in you, horse girl. Let's go. Where am I? Oh, there I am. That's my triangle. Triangle times. Oh, I'm ahead. What the heck? Am I... What's happening? Come on, you can do it. Put your back into it. You can do it. Put your back into it. Ooh. Ooh, ooh, what's happening? Come on, you can do it, you can do it! Oh no! Everyone's accelerating now, they're gonna catch us. Oh, the little girl's gonna win! The little girl's coming, come on! No! Aw, we still suck. third. We came third. We still placed. Hey, we still placed. As Jimmy Barnes says, there ain't no second prize, kids. Alright. You either win or you're out of this house. I'm just joking. Or am I? No one knows. Bronze. Next. We're not watching the concert. We don't deserve music. We don't deserve joy. We're losers. Oh, she's so sad. Can we give her a cuddle? It's okay. I'm patting you. I still love you. I still love you. Oh, she's not going to take your place as student representative. Nobody is as neurotic as you, darling. You're alright. You're alright. Alright. Go back and train. Uh-oh, the winner's coming to rub it in our face. Yeah, you act all cute and innocent. We know what you're doing, love. Ooh. We're threatening her. If I focus on speed from here, I could actually win out, actually. Ooh, let's try that. We've got to rest. We got snow energy. Have a good night, Joey. We'll probably only play this for a little while anyway, because I'm feeling pretty shitty. Oh, she likes to clean the park in her spare time. It's, certainly something. It seems Sakura Bakshino was able to enjoy her day off in her own special girl way. Ooh, I want carrot ice cream. I like carrot cake. Please pay more attention to me. You can't even read it now. It goes too fast. Oh, I think I clicked something that made it skip through everything. Oh. I guess it's on you, the viewer, to read it. Oh, that made it go even faster. Whoops. Oh well, I hope it was nothing critical. I guess we're training? We're gonna try and do speed training? Let's do some wit. Wow. It's Alright, let's do speed. Focus is very good for sprints. Okay. What is focus? Which one is focus? I assume that's Wit, right? She needs... Oh no, she doesn't need a rest yet. She can do speed. Ooh, we friendship trained. Alright, have a nap. Oh, I unlocked it. I see, I see. That's good. As long as it helps us win. Oh, what's happening? It looks cute. I want Sakura Bakshino to become super healthy and remarkable. Yeah, I feel sad for her now because she's starting to lose her self-esteem and I don't want her to be sad. Is there anything else you reckon I should train her in? Should I just do speed? I'll just do speed. Whoa. This is like so fast compared to usual. What is happening? It's so fast. If I click the green arrow again, it will go back to normal. Okay, cool. That was, should I rest her? Oh, I'll train her again and then I'll rest her. Oh, what's she doing? She needs a rest. I must say your training routine is fairly basic, but you seem to be working well as a team. However, knowing how you care about your training above all else, I can imagine this is all you have in store for her. I'll check back on you on your next lesson. I received a decent review. Speed went up by 3. Friendship with Utsuko Otanashi went up by 7. Ooh. Alright, have a rest, darling. There you go. Let me guess, you cleaned the park. Yep, she was collecting rubbish. A fantastically fulfilling day off for class president and model student, if I do say so myself. It seems Sakura Bakshino was able to enjoy her day off in her own unique way. Energy recovered by 50. Oh, it's raining. Water everywhere, and the rain's only getting stronger. The forecast says there's a huge storm coming, so we won't be able to train outside. I checked the news only to see reports of record-breaking winds and rains throughout the country. Oh yeah, that's happening in northern New South Wales at the moment, I think. There's like flooding, it looks like in the Hunter. I think I saw there was like flooding in Cessnock. I have a bad feeling about this. The storm leaves its mark everywhere it goes. Not even the Ura finale is safe. Enough! I'll go and negotiate myself. I'll make this happen no matter what. Director, please, that's not going to help. What's the matter? Trainer, you see, the thing is, the Ura finale might have to be called off. What? You are aware that racehorses are made of turf, yes? That turf is grown on one of a small number of designated farms and then laid on the track. However, I have just been told that the recent stormy weather has ruined the turf we were growing. That turf was intended for the Ura finale. For safety reasons, the track surface must be replaced before the race. However, with the replacement turf destroyed, I suppose it would be possible to restrict the event to dirt tracks, but... Inconceivable, that's no good at all. The Ura finale is meant to give every Uma Musume a chance at glory. Director. Determination, I will make it happen by any means necessary. I will not betray the Uma Musume who have worked so hard for this race, or the fans who have supported them. I set out to give every Uma Musume a chance to shine. Until the goal is fulfilled, I will not stop. I wonder what she's planning. This is hardly out of character for her, but I hope she doesn't push herself too far. I'm worried too. It's hard not to be, isn't it? Ever since I first met her, she's always been a force of nature. She has? Her mother, the former director, is an exceptional woman. Her mother's expertise regarding Umusume was actively sought after not only in Japan but all over the world. Eventually, she decided to move her focus overseas. Considering her daughter's young age, the plan was originally for someone else to succeed her as director. However, Ms. Akikawa spoke up and asked to take over herself. She won the position with a speech that would rival any adult. It truly was inspiring, you know, everyone who heard it could feel the breadth of her knowledge and the clarity of her vision. And above all, the depth of her love for Uma Musume. Yeah, I thought she was just like, you know, how, you know, sometimes anime artists like to portray women as looking very young, that type of... I thought she might have been one of those. She might look immature, and she can certainly act chaotically at times, but her feelings for Uma Musume are genuine. She poured all that love into planning this race, and now it might come to nothing. Then we have to make it happen. We do. I'll rack my brain for a solution. So please, I would appreciate any help you can give. The Ura finale cancelled. Hopefully we can find a way to stop that from happening, but what can we possibly do? Oh, it's race day! It's race day! Okay, let's see. Ooh. Can we do it? The road was long and winding, well, it was quite short really since it's a sprint. Nonetheless, the final frontier is here. Today at the Takamatsunomiya Kinen, I will cross paths with Flower once again. The goal is to win by 1,000 lengths. That sounds a bit extreme, yeah. It's such an amazing win, it'll basically be settled. I will buckshin my way to the Tenno-sho and the Arumakinen, which means I won't just have to do sprints anymore. Isn't that right, trainer? That's right. I'll get my chance to compete again, right? That's right. I have your word, now I will take my leave. Uh-oh. She's being all cute. She's trying to trick you. Today, as homage to my title as class representative, I will win against you by 1,000 lengths. 1,000? Yes, 1,000. Prepare yourself. Now loading. Let's race. I've got a good feeling. I think we can do it. Wow. All right. Oh, ich, ni, san, shi, go, roku, nana, hachi, kyu, do. I can count to 10 in Japanese, everyone. Thank you. Oh, we're out to the front. Although that happened last time, so maybe don't get too excited. Oh, she's accelerating again. All that speed training is paying off, guys. But our arch nemesis, Cutie Pie, is catching up. Okay, we're still in the lead, but just... Oh, Cutie Pie's coming. She's gonna get us. She's gonna get us. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, yeah, she's gonna accelerate. Oh, no. Come on, come on, come on. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. I believe in you. You can do it. Come on, come on, come on. Accelerate, accelerate, accelerate. Oh, bugger. Alright, we came second. We came second. I thought we were actually gonna do that. Ah, what a shame. That's actually super freaking annoying. We don't deserve a concert, guys. We are not winners. Aww. But you tried your best, and that's the most important thing. Yeah, we're still lacking in speed. It's alright, we can train in speed. Yeah, let's keep on going until you can beat her. I think I will put the skip on so we can just train and win before we go to bed. Let's do that, guys. I am committed. Let's go. Alright, let's just train. Let's just train. Let's just do it. First up is the G3 Hakodate Sprint Stakes. Then it's the G3 CBC show. Lastly, we'll go for the G2 Centaur Stakes. What? Aren't all of those races 1200 meters? None of them are even close to being long distance. I knew it, trainer. You are deceiving me. Not quite. So what does that change? 1200 meters times 3 is 3,600 meters. 3,600. Gasp. You don't mean... That's the same distance as the Stayers Stakes, the longest race in the Twinkle series. That's a really long wee. That is a racehorse wee. So if you add a bunch of 1200 meter races together, it becomes a long distance race. That's typically how it works, love. That's correct. And if I place first in all of them, that'll mean I've won a 3,600 meter race. I'll definitely run my heart out. Your words are so profound. I knew I could put my trust in you. I apologize for doubting you. I will run all 3 races, long distance, short distance. I'll buckshin right through them. Yes, I will. My speed went up, my stamina went up, my power went up, my guts went up, my wit went up, and my skills went up. My friendship with Akikawa went up. Next. Next. 5 turns to reach a goal. Okay, let's just train, and if we need to rest, we'll rest, but hopefully we can just train. Alright, get inspired or whatever, let's train. Okay, we're inspired. We're inspired by some chick. Awesome. We're inspired by vodka. Many people are inspired when they drink vodka. It's understandable. Yep, vodka's pretty inspiring sometimes. It inspires us to make some pretty stupid decisions and regret them in the morning. And that's what vodka is all about. Yay! What just happened? Your mum. You're overflowing with power? Alright, that's great. Let's buckshin. The day of fanfare is here. The academy is bustling with countless Uma Musume devotees, but I sense more and more people will be coming. So of course, there's no way a particular Uma Musume is going to stay put. Greetings everyone, it is I, model student and class representative. Okay, I'm just going to skip this. I just want to train. No! Train! Shut up and train. Do we look like we have time for this? No. Alright, have a rest. Training, speed. Training, speed. I can still race when I don't have energy, right? That's like not gonna screw me over. The energy is just for training, right? Am I just okay to race, or is there anything else I need to do? Can I just race now? Can I finally rip that little flower from her garden bed and destroy her? Tear her, turn her into tea with boiling water. I'm gonna get you, flower. I'm gonna get you. Maybe check skills. Okay, how do I do that? How do I do that? Back, I'm guessing. Skills. Focus on Nakayama Racecourse. Focus and... I think that's all I can do. Is that all I can do? Are we running the horse girls again? Yeah, we are. We're just going to do one more race and we're probably going to go to bed, Defect. But it is good to see you. And I hope life is well in South Africa. Yeah, that's it for now. Okay, cool. Confirm. I will learn. Okay, back. Alright. Hopefully we can rip that little flower from the garden bed of life. She deleted me from Facebook. I deleted... No, I'm just joking. Let's go. Hakodate. You're well? You gathered some magic with the boys this weekend? Ooh. I'm alright. I'm good. There she is. There's our girl. She can do it. Ooh, El Condor Apasa. What a name. Oh. 1,2,3,4,5,6,7,8,9,10. I can only count in Japanese, so that's all you get from me. Oh, come on, you can do it. Come on, horsey. Oh no. The girl with the long hair's winning. Grab her hair and push her to the ground. That'll learn her. Oh no, where are we? Oh, we're coming second. Okay, cool. Where's Flower? Where's the little turd? Can we accelerate? Accelerate, accelerate, accelerate. Why aren't we accelerating? Okay, there we go. There we go, baby. Let's go, let's go, let's go. You can do it, you can do it. I believe in you. I believe in you. Did we win? Did we win? Did we win? Did we win? I think we won. We won, guys. We won. Holy shit. We won. I thought I was going to have to scrap this character because I buggered it up. But we won. Trophy 1. Look at us. We can watch the concert because we won. We're going to watch the concert and then we're going to go to bed because everyone has to go to work tomorrow and I am going to the dentist tomorrow. So I'm going to floss my teeth and brush them extra well and use mouthwash and then do it again tomorrow. Which I do anyway, obviously, because I'm not gross. But I have to wear my retainer tonight. We want to watch it in landscape, please. We won. We won. Oh, look at us. We're the captain now. We are the captain because we won. Oh no, they're doing Magic the Gathering talk in the chat. Dreams are on the horizon. Never give up. Believe in yourself. Friendship is magic, etc. Oh, wait. I think I have to race again. I'm just gonna race. Okay. Do I need to check my skills or am I... Oh, wait. Hyperbovian, do I need to check my skills? Oh, no, I can't. It just says prediction. Okay. Alright. Whew. Thank God, I thought I stuffed it up. You know, you guys know I'm not the brightest bulb sometimes. I need a lot of supervision. I cannot be left alone. Alright, let's try. I'm so scared. Okay. Itch, knee, seesh. Itchy knees. Wait. Itch, knee, san, shi, go, roku, nana, hachi, kyu, ju. Gambate, sugoi, oishii. Those are like the Japanese words that I know. Watashi wa. Watashi wa panda-chan. Ooh, ooh. Sunny itch. Go! Come on! We gaslight her into thinking 3 sprints was the same as 1 times long. Yeah, she's not the brightest. She's basically me in horse form. Let's go. Ooh, her corner acceleration is coming into play. Look at that. Look at that. We do like it. We do like to see it. Ooh! Ooh! She's got class representative speed. I thought that was just made up. She can do it. She can do it. Oh, come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Oh, we got another acceleration. You can do it. You can do it. Sprinting. Sprinting. Oh, no. Someone's turning up their velocity. Come on. Come on. Come on. Hold on. Hold on. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Yes, baby. You've got it. You've got it. Yeah, we did it. We did it. Oh, that was scary, guys. My heart is not strong enough for this game. Tell you what. Oh. Close. Congratulations. Keep up the good work and get more wins together. Okay, I guess we deserve a concert, but I think it's bedtime, so let's not. Ooh. Next, place first in the Centaur S. All right, one more race. Look how much it skipped everything. Skills. Okay, can you help me? What skill should I do, Hyperbovian? Is there any like particular skill I can do? We obtained class representative speed. Right-handed, Nakayame race course. That's the one we did last time. We've got corner acceleration, we've got focus, we've got sprinting gear. We can add points to steadfast plus front runner. I don't. Is it helpful to do the Nakayama race course? Increase performance? Oh, we're not racing at that race course, are we? Or are we? Should have looked. Nakayama is saved for later? Okay. Versus Nishina Flower and Murazinski. So what should I do? Should I do nothing? You have to lead me to water. I am a horse girl after all. You have to lead me to water and you also have to force me to drink. It is the curse of the bimbo. You think I should just do nothing? Okay. Should I just leave it as is, Hyperbovian? I'm trusting you. You are the horse trainer of the gods, if you will. Nothing is fine? Alright, cool. Alright, one more. And then it's actually bedtime. You're just wary of how close they've been? Yeah, they have been very close. Oh, it's the centaur stakes. Which makes sense, because they are centaurs, right? Although they're not, because they don't have 4 legs. They've got 2 legs. They're a different type of horse leg. Horse girl. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. That's our corner acceleration. Oh, here comes someone else. Blondie's catching up. Come on, accelerate. Get your class representative speed or something. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. I believe in you. I believe in you. Come on, speed up. Everyone else is speeding up. Speed up, speed up. Okay, good. She's accelerating. She's accelerating. Oh, yeah. That was beautiful. That was art. That was a succulent Chinese meal. I see you know your judo well. Yes, I do. Whoa. All right, I'm going to call it a night, guys. Thank you for hanging out, and I will see you next time on the next episode of Japan Was a Mistake. Well, I'm not gonna say what was gonna say. I was gonna make an inappropriate joke, but I am not going to do that because I like being allowed on the internet. Okay. Boop, ba-da, boop, 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 boop. What do I usually say? See you next time. Bye.